What is going on, everyone? My name is Boit, and I am back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the left side of the map in the blue color, playing as Odin. His name is Shelty on the right side of the map in the Oranos color, playing as red is more champion. I'm just kidding. It is Oranos in the red color. His name is Champion of the Moors, and it is Alfheim, the map. Good. I'm glad we got that out of the way. It's currently 2-0 in what can only be described as a best of five. And we're going to have to see, can More Champion mount a comeback, or is the Odin going to be too strong for him right here? We'll have to wait and see. Do have a really large amount of cow right here from that great hunt. I've watched a little bit of Shelty playing Odin against Atlantean, and it can be completely brutal. The Ulfsark do an amazing amount of damage, and they attack really, really fast as well. So you can push off hunt super early if you can get those Ulfsarks coming out fast enough. And it also means that Oranos players can't do their standard play. So their standard play works against everyone. That's why Oranos is such a strong god, because you can kind of learn one strategy, or at least it's kind of like one build up, and then you can divert based on what your opponent's doing then. But the god can simply just do so much stuff, and we're seeing something completely different here from Moore as a result. He would normally be getting out a economic guild here and be going for hunting dogs here, but it looks like he's going for a 4-minute advance time. Chops 5 wood from that so he can chuck up a house, and then he's going to get a temple up, and he gets one more villager, and that's going to allow him to advance at 4 minutes in order to defend against any sort of shenanigans that come his way. So this is going to be really, really nice here for Moore in order to deal with the early aggression. However, he's going to be a villager short. He's going to be economic upgrades down, because he's not going to be able to get a hand axe and pickaxe or hunting dogs. However, I guess he doesn't care about hunting dogs, because after all of these elk gone, it's kind of difficult for him to get onto these deer. So we'll see what he does choose to do here. But I'm more interested, right, in how Shelty plays this matchup. I think it's super important to get 2 Ulfsarks here for Shelty, because you want to be attacking these Oracle Scouts. You don't want them to be running through, and you don't want them to get any scouting information on the map. So if you go to Ulfsark straight away and you scout out and you try and find the oracles and you start bashing away, you get some more favor. You can then go Heimdall and get out Einherjar and do some really brutal stuff, or you can get out Valkyrie, or you can basically you just get a bunch of free favor from it, and it can be really, really useful. We do see the advance time is going to be at 4:20 here. 4:20 a blazer, just a little bit after. Well, he's going to be advancing at 3:22. Moore, on the other hand, going through Prometheus. He's got 2 villagers on gold, 2 villagers on wood, 2 villagers on food. This villager should potentially just move back onto wood, and then we can move these guys over onto food. And here is potential. So we'll see what he does choose to do there, and we are going to be seeing 1 Oracle Scout does get picked off. This Oracle's over here as well, can start getting attacked. We don't see an Ox Cart here for the Woodline of Shelty here. We are seeing Frey as the god of choice, and not Heimdall. I do feel like Heimdall doesn't get enough love, but you know, what can you do? What can you do? It's like the Valkyrie is just such a strong unit in the early game, and it's so useful to harass. Even though the Einherjar is such a strong unit in your army, does not do anything straight away, which is the issue with it, I guess, unless you're rushing. But we are seeing Prometheus has come through. We're seeing counter barracks and military barracks up, so we're going to be seeing possibly, Terma and Mermillo are going to be coming out. Got Hersa coming out now for Shelty. The Valkyrie is coming through as well, and the Oracle does fall over here as the blood stains that ground. Does look kind of cool, and we do like seeing dead Oracles, that's for sure. And now we're going to be moving these ravens in. Going to be looking for something to do with those. We do have villages over here and here. So he's spreading out his forest very, very nicely. It's a very exposed manor though. It does not have any real protection, but it does protect the citizen. as the Valkyrie does decide to come in and is, well, maybe it's a little bit too close to the forest here. If he casts forest fire onto this location, it could potentially kill that mana. I'm not 100% sure, but that would be pretty brutal. Longhouse is coming up now for Shelty. Is he going to be building Ulfsark again? What's he going to go? Yeah, he's going for the Ulfsark. Builds 2 of these longhouses and then builds so many Ulfsark. But he does need to get out a lot of villagers onto food. I believe you need... I think you need 8 villagers on food to support 2 longhouses. Maybe more. Maybe more food villages. I'm not 100% sure. He's not building any food villages from the town center, so he's going to be okay. But in terms of like production, he's not going to be able to produce consistently though, as he's going to be running out of dudes here, chicken here, and he's going to have to move over onto the berry bushes and then onto the cows. And it does look like he's just chilling at this point, which is a little bit interesting. You'd think that he'd want to get up onto more champion, considering Moore was so terrified of the early aggression. But we still don't see an economic guild here. This is going to be Moore's downfall, I think, because no economic guild means his economy is going to fall super far behind. If we check out the economy upgrades of back in... Oh, he's got no upgrades either. This is looking odd. To say the very least, this is looking odd. No economy play means one player or the other player get away with so much more... like more not building an economic guild, not getting pickaxe means he's going to be fine because neither is Shelty. And now Shelty's going to be moving his villagers over here onto this. He does need to get on an ox cart at some point. He's going to be able to run back and forth from here, but that's it really hurts your economy even more if your villagers are walking that far. And now we're seeing more starting to move around with these Terma, doing those things and trying to be as good as he possibly can with them. We'll see what he can do though. And the Valkyrie is going to be running back into his base and chilling. That's going to be nice. And we do see more of these Murmillo trying to defend here. There's nothing that Shelty can really do to hit him at this point. We do see another mana is coming up, trying to keep ahead of the population cap there. We do see that this is a huge issue for Atlantean players in general, in that if you can stay on top of your manas, you simply just produce faster. Your economy gets stronger faster. You can advance quicker, and it's just better. But because you're spamming Terma so hard and you just don't have that many villagers on wood, it's hard to stay ahead because you're trying to build the manas, but your auto queue is automatically taking your wood, so you can't afford to get it. So you have to be on top of cutting it off at the right point in order to get the right manas up at the right time and all of that other good stuff. And now you can see, does look like Moore is gearing up to get that second town center. He does have enough units here, and ooh, I like this. I like this forest fire. It's going to do a lot of damage to this military barracks, but it's probably not going to be enough to pick it off. And we do see that the medium Terma are going to try and pick these Ulfsark off, but they do have 5.28 speed, and so long as they don't get hit, they can run away. Like completely fine. We are seeing the Ulfsark are hitting this location as well, trying to attack from 2 different groups at one time. And let's check out what's happening here. Still building these units here. Still needs to get another military building here as that one's coming up, as I say. So that's good for him, and he's going to be retreating here. So we're going Ulfsark throwing Axemen to deal with the Terma and everything else. As the Terma are coming in, we've got 3 groups of Ulfsark. These Ulfsark are going to be trying to pick off the Terma here, and he does manage to pick off, oh, that's huge, picking off one of those hero Terma there for the cost of 1 Ulfsark is really, really nice, as we see this Valkyrie chilling back here, going to be waiting to get healed back up at some point. Yeah, seeing these Murmillo running around yet again, and these Ulfsark are going to try and pick these guys off, but the Terma have a 5.5 speed as Oranos, because Oranos has that buff for speed. And I mean, Shelty could simply just wall off the map at this point and he'd be completely safe from any of these raids. But what fun is that, really? Let's be real. What fun is it to wall off the map? What's the AI say? Walls are for keeping children in, not keeping me out. Nothing to do with fun, but children and stuff like that, it sounds a little bit terrifying. So no walls. No walls around here. We're seeing some farms now coming through for more champ. It does look like he's neglecting to get the second town center. Instead going to be going for the heroic age here. Not getting that next mana up either. Get the armory up. And then he's going to be going through, I assume, going through Thea here. Because Thea's going to be able to give him Stymphalian birds, which are going to be difficult to counter with this army composition. However, the Ulfsark are going to be en masse right now, so they can start pushing through here. As we do see that these medium terma are sitting on the rally point of these longhouses, which is a little bit terrifying because they just died straight away as the terma picked them off. However, it does look like the terma are going to be retreating out of here, and more buildings are going to be falling down for more champion. And he's looking like he's trying to run back and forth here, but this manor is just going to die. We are going to see a watchtower coming out. It does have 1,000 gold on it. Could have been worthwhile to go through Hyperion here instead of Thea in order to get out the Satyr, and that might have been enough to simply defend here. If you get out a bunch of Satyr, they just tear through this army, because you can see 10% hack, 10% hack, oh sorry, pierce, 10% pierce, and 10% pierce with Satyr. That's and you can just make so many of them straight away because you're at 60 favor. So that would be a really nice defense here. But Stymphalian birds are the choice. And Stymphalian birds you can defend against. Like back in action or Shelty could simply just get these throwing action and upgrade his what is it called? Upgrade his throwing axeman in order to get the throwing axeman deal more damage and do bonus damage against flying units. So we'll see what he does choose to do with these Stymphalian birds. Sometimes you can simply just raid with them and it's fairly nice. Other times you don't want to. But we are going to be seeing armory going up in the face of more here as this gold mine is looking like it's coming to an end. I'm surprised it's still up. Looks like the gold mines of Atlanteans just last a little bit longer. I guess he didn't have any upgrades. He does have pickaxe finally. May want to consider getting hand axe as well. And we do see that these throwing axemen are going to start taking a lot of damage. Still no upgrade yet for back in action. There it is. Axe of Muspel coming through in order to deal with these Stymphalian birds. And it really does help. It's like these throwing axemen, once that upgrade is in, they shred the birds. The birds completely die very, very fast. But you don't want to be fighting this until you have it, and it's almost there. 85%, unless he loses some more units, which he actually might do. But it does look like more getting a little bit antsy here as these units. There we go. The upgrade is in, and now these birds start getting shredded. And now it's on. Now it's up to more to try and micro his units in order to pick off these throwing axemen. But there's so many of these Ulfsark here just doing so much stuff as these Stymphalian birds are running around. And what we want to try and do is keep the Stymphalian birds in the back, get the terma to pick off these guys. But we are going to be seeing these throwing axemen run straight in here as they're trying to get picked off. One Stymphalian bird does fall. There's three more throwing axemen here. Once they all die, this is going to be very easy for Moore to defend against, and he is going to be moving forward onto this gold mine. So this is going to be huge right now. Can the throwing axemen do enough to pick off these Stymphalian birds? They cannot, but there is so many units here, and we are going to be trying to pick off all of these Cairo ballista, but the Stymphalian birds are just going to do so much damage as they're sieging down from above, and this is potentially going to be held right now. But only 2 military buildings for more, whereas there are 3 military buildings plus all of these units back here for Shelty. So he's going to be able to reproduce a little bit faster than more champion here. But we are seeing more military barracks are coming up. Not yet getting the palace. Definitely need to see that palace go up so he can defend against this. Some house is going to get picked off for Shelty in a second here, and he's going to have to rebuild those ones. But it does look like he's wanting to get to that next age. Potentially going through Njord at this point would be a really good move. Cast Walking Woods on this location here. Get that gold starve happening. And then go from there. These Stymphalian birds are getting a little bit antsy. You don't want to be running them around when your opponent has Axe of Muspel. As you can see, the throwing axemen are going to be running in here, and there you go. You see they just do so much damage here. And there we go. Going to be able to pick off that one Stymphalian bird there, basically for free there. And this guy is sitting at full HP, and he's probably going to get picked off fairly soon. Here we go. We're going to be seeing Skadi as the god of choice, not Njord. Nice and boring, but going through Skadi means you do get the upgraded throwing axeman, when you get the I can't remember what it's called, like a frozen axe or something. I can't remember the name of the god power, name of the upgrade. But when you've got this much favor in the bank in gold, you get it super easy, and then your throwing axemen do absolute work. However, it looks like Moore's feeling like he wants to fight here, and he's got a bunch of these medium Arcus out as well, which it does make it really, really difficult for the Odin player, because Arcus, you need to get raiding cavalry out to deal with the Arcus, and it does look like he's trying to build them now, but he doesn't have them for this fight, which is the big issue. However, the Dryads are going to be trying to fall here. They're sitting very low HP. Dryads are such strong units. 150 gold for that, for 275 HP worth of health, 15 hack. They're such strong units. But we do see that the Murmillo are trying to get onto this line of villages here, but not really picking off anything, as the throwing axemen have managed to pick off everything else there. We do have Skadi coming through now, so we can use that one. Is Axe of Muspel going to happen, or whatever it's called, not Axe of Muspel, but we are going to be going for this town center here. Still no Axe, still no Frost Giants. All of these things are important. Going to be moving these gatherers forward to try and grab this location here. Definitely want to pull these throwing axemen off this line of the building and then try and pick off the Stymphalian birds. And we do see that Moore is in a retreat now. Going to be grabbing this second town center, trying to keep up with Shelty here. And we do have these Arcus are going to do absolute work as these throwing axemen are chasing the Stymphalian birds. And maybe it's going to be enough, maybe it's not. There's a lot of units here, but all of these units here could get walled in. Generally speaking, when you use Skadi, when you use Frost, you want to try and wall in your enemy so he can't retreat. If you can get the wall up fast enough, which you should be able to, you can basically pick off all the units kind of for free. As we do see that Moore is trying to split up his army, trying to do a little bit of harass over here. He could potentially pick off this location. He does have a heavy turmoil, so they do a lot of damage here. And we do have the medium throw maximum running here, trying to kill the Stymphalian bird. Got the Frost Giant onto this building here, but the Arcus have been heroized from Valor. Palace is going to be coming up, and all of these throwing axemen will get picked off fairly soon. The double hero citizen takes so long to kill. They're so strong, and we do see that the throwing axeman trying to pick off this Stymphalian bird as he finally does fall. And now the town center is on its way. So we've got a little bit of extra town center time, second town center time for Shelty here. However, that's going to be it. I'm interested to see what happens here for Shelty. Is he going to be thinking about going to that Mythic Age? Is he going to be going for that third town center? Is he going to go for a Ragnarok? So many options. Could he go for Tyr and Fimbulwind to push onto this location, get some Huskarl out in order to deal with that Arcus? He's going to grab that market right now, so it does look like that's what he's thinking about, but he doesn't have the resources just yet. Wall's coming up. Going to be moving over onto this hunt. There is a gold mine here. This gold mine is running out, so he does need to think about securing that location. However, we've got more over here. Chucking down a second Hesperidge tree. In general, I don't think you should ever use the second Hesperidge tree. I just don't see the point, because it's just another Hesperidge tree your opponent could conceivably take. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you only put the one, it's like it's easy to defend against it. But if you put this second one here, once you lose this location, it's like you lose the Hesperidge tree. Now you're fighting against someone who has access to Dryads as well. But yeah, that's the thing. Maybe you can get the Dryad, and the Dryads build so fast as well, so it's not like you need to. But choosing to put that second one down. Going to be chucking up some walls over here. Wouldn't be a bad idea to just wall off this location, get your market set up, and set up that trade route. Moore's looking like he's moving into the base of Shelty here. Not sure about this. We've got Balder coming through, and he does need to put some pressure on. He does have a couple of these. He does have a couple of these destroyers in here, but it's really not going to be enough as the army is coming in now for Shelty. And with Balder coming through, let's check out... oh, this is a nice raid though. I was going to check out the villager camp. You can't see it when the villagers aren't gathering. We do have throwing axemen coming in over here, trying to pick off all these guys. But there is the ox cart that does manage to stay alive. Trying to keep as many of these villagers alive is very, very important when you've got the Balder coming through. We do have the units of Moore moving in yet again, trying to do some damage. There's watchtowers up. There's Frost Giants here, and he knows he's kind of on a timer. However, can he defend here? Sometimes the best way to defend against Balder is to simply spam as many military buildings as you possibly can. Because that way he has to spend all the time destroying them, right? instead of destroying your town center. If you just surround your town center with military buildings, it's kind of okay. And Moore's got so much wood in the bank right now, so if you just chucked up like 3 or 4 military barracks here, and then a bunch of military barracks back here, you could build so many Arcus in order to defend against this. But Ragnarok is in right now, so he's going to be moving forward with it. And he's got, what's his population looking like? 237 population to 125 population. However, you've got to account for the villages that Moore has. He's getting masons, and he's going to be building up some of these watchtowers. He's got Fire Giant coming through, Frost Giant are here. Doesn't have, where's his temple? He's got the temple here, so he can keep building these Fire Giants. But it may be a better idea to save that in order to just build villages back up, just in case you need to repopulate your army here, as all of these Ragnarok units are moving in right now. Going to try and pick off the palace and pick off everything else. We do see the watchtowers look like they are going to start taking a lot of pain here. The throwing axemen are trying to deal that damage, but all of these rag heroes are coming in. We've got rag heroes in the base of Moore Champion. Going to try and take down this fortified town center. We do have only masons so far for Moore Champion. He does not yet have architects either, so these buildings are going to fall very, very fast. And we do have bronze armor for back in action for Shelty. Shelty does take the game as Moore Champion decides to tap out, says, I cannot defend against this, do not have the resources, don't have any gold in the bank, and that was really well executed there by Shelty. Surely Moore knew that it was coming and had to think about a way to defend against it, but does manage to take this game and this series 3-0. Well played there by Shelty. What to say here? I feel like Atlantean players have really got some problem solving to do for themselves against Odin and what Odin can do, and they need to start thinking about playing a little bit differently instead of simply going for that standard play that they always go for. I'm leaning pretty heavy on go through. Don't go through Thea. Go through Hyperion, get Satyr, spam those bad boys, and those bad boys, once you get 3 or 4 of them, which you should have because you don't want to build Promethean, you want to get those Satyr out, and then basically you can use their area of effect damage to kill off the throwing axemen, while your Murmillo completely take out all of their Ulfsark. Who knows though? I don't know. I think it's great to see Atlanteans struggling. So if you enjoy Atlanteans struggling, please rate, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you want to see my videos as soon as they come out, my name is Boit, and I will see you guys next time.